Hello, welcome back. I started putting a lot more energy into TikTok this last year, and since it might be getting banned, I'm gonna restart my YouTube. So I know we haven't filmed a video in I think our last video was like a year and a half, 2 years old. We're gonna get back into it. Still reading, so we'll probably dive into some of that content. I was doing some gardening content on TikTok, so we're probably going to do some of that here as well. And also I've picked up crochet since then. I am still a beginner, and so this video is going to be a what I crocheted this week. And I have this bucket of goodies. I keep dropping stuff out of it. And we're just going to talk about all of this and what I've crocheted. So some of this is wearables, but not large ones, like small wearables. And then some of this is just like my attempts at stuffies or amigurumi. My first wearable that I'm going to talk about is this little baby bear beanie. I just crocheted in a round and then like most of the way around one more time and then left a few stitches not so it would make the shape. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but basically I just freehanded this. I watched a YouTube video on it very briefly, and then I was like, okay, I've got that, and I just made it myself. I just back loop stitched all of these to make the ribbing, and that's pretty much that. So next I have 3 adult-sized beanies that I crocheted. I'm going to start with this one. Okay, so I just have this black one with this like taupey colored, creamy beige colored pom-pom. I'm getting more into neutrals right now, and so you'll kind of see that in here. And then also some Valentine's Day prep, because why not? I did some markets last year. They weren't that great, but I learned a lot, and I want to start sharing some of that here. Just like market prep, or finding good markets local to you, or also documenting my journey of just getting better at that, I guess. In case anyone else is trying to get better at that, we can get better at it together. So then I have this, which you can also tell from the color scheme, getting more into neutrals. I love this like tweeted, like messy kind of looking yarn. I love that for some reason. I'm not sure why. And then just like this darker brown pom-pom to kind of pair with some of these like darker spots in here. And I love it. So we have that. And then I had 2 yarn colors left over that are kind of neutrally, and I was like wanting to make a dual colored beanie, I guess. I've seen people do it with cat ear beanies, which I still really want to do. But I did it with a normal beanie for right now. I've never made a cat ear beanie. Maybe that'll be a video. But I don't think they're that hard. It's just like a big rectangle that you fold in half, kind of like this, because you also make a rectangle and then fold it in half, but you cinch it closed at the top on this. And with the other one, you don't. You're gonna let it like stick out so that it has like harsh corners like this, and then when you put it on your round head, these corners will stick out, and that's like what makes the cat ear shape. Maybe we'll do that together sometime. Okay, so we have these 3. They're on scheme, like same vibe, you know what I mean? Same vibe. And then I had a little bit of all of the yarns left over, so I made some fingerless gloves that match basically all of these hats. And they just look like this. Oh my gosh. Pull up my sleeve so you can even see where they end. They just look like this. So that's that part. You just make like 2 granny squares, and then you add a few extra rows of stitching up here and then down here. And then for the thumb hole, I think I only did 1 row of extra stitching, And for up here, I did 3, and down here I did 3. I wanted them to extend a little longer. You could extend them forever and just cinch it at the top and make it mittens, from what I've seen other people do too. And then you could also just keep going down here, where you could make it shorter if you want it to end more up here at like the wrist bendy part. And you also don't have to cover your knuckles. You could like leave them down a little more and do a few rows less, but that's how I wanted it, so that's how I made it. It's kind of cool when you get into crocheting because you can make things how you want them. I've done like 3 hexagon cardigans now, 1 of them for me and 2 of them were gifts, and you can kind of mess around with that more, which is nice. Okay, now I have a bunch of unfinished scrunchies. I have 4 of these. They're unfinished because I need to weave in the ends. So I have a bunch of ends to weave in, which is not the most fun part if you're a crocheter, you know. If you know, you know. But I made them all and then was kind of like, I guess I'll have an end weaving in day where I come back and I just weave in all these ends at once. So we'll see how that goes for me as well. Maybe we'll do a video where we're like, come weave in all my ends with me. We have these 3 very squishy pink ones, which I really like these ones. These are all leftover yarn from some Valentine's Day projects I did, which I'm going to continue to add to for a little bit. And then I think I'm going to do a what I made for Valentine's Day video. But I'll include them, what I've made so far, in this one, but there'll probably be more that I add to it for Valentine's Day. Does that make sense? And then I just have one of these taupe colored ones, which is again a neutral color. I'm into neutrals right now and I love this color. So yeah, bunch of ends for me to weave in for later. And then I have this one, which is a lonely one-off one. It matches all of these loaf cats that I made for Valentine's Day. So, looks like it has a tutu. So all of them have their ears, their tails, and their little like feet bobbles. There's a few different ways you can make loaf cats. I watched a few videos and then just kind of added a few things together and freehanded it for what I thought would be easiest for me and my skill level. So I sewed on the tail and the ears. There's a few ways I believe that you could do no sew. And then I did the feet bobbles in the round as I was going, so I didn't have to sew on these little feet. And then I did sew on the face. And then I have 2 different eyes that are on the cats. So I have these eyes, and this one, again, he's not finished yet, so he doesn't have his nose and his whiskers, but I have these eyes. So these are the 2 eyes. I guess we can have a little friendly competition. Comment down below if you've watched this far on which eyes you like best. I think I like just the black dot beaded eyes. I'm not sure why. These ones kind of look more like owl eyes to me. I don't love the eyes that I have, so I'm kind of trying to use them up. So I said I had 6 loaf cats. I have, see if we can hold them all. Maybe that's a tiny bit better. Maybe it's not better at all. Who knows? 4 of these so far, and I'm working on like just a mustardy color. It's like this color right here, this yellowy mustardy color. I'm working on one of those right now because I would like probably at least 2 of those. 2. These are all my love cats, a little pyramid of love cats. And then I was thinking of other things I can make, and I've seen people make seasonal bees. I think the Halloween ones I've seen people make are my favorite. And I'm not afraid to make things out of season, and like, I'm not afraid to like make things out of season. I can't speak. I'm not afraid to make things out of season and like save it for later, if that makes sense. But these bees are good colors for Valentine's Day, and I had the colors and I wanted to make pinky scrunchies. So I made 3 bees and had enough to make 3 scrunchies and have a little bit left over. One of these skeins. So one of these Premier skeins made 3 of these Valentine's Day bees and 3 of these scrunchies. It didn't go as far as I thought it was going to go, but I was also happy that I got 3 of each. I think that's a good number for what I need for seasonal stuff. Like, I don't want an abundance of seasonal things anyway, especially if I'm trying to find a Valentine's Day market or a shop to sell in local to me. I kind of want that to be a quick turnaround on the seasonal stuff is what I'm trying to say. I want to keep some basic stuff going, but I want to get a quick turnaround. And I'm not in any shops local to me yet, but I have had it offered to me by one shop. They were like, come in, bring some stuff, and we'll check you out. So I'm going to do a video of that. Also markets, because I think I want to really pick that up. I did not that many at all last year, like barely any, and they weren't even that great, the ones that I did do. So, but they were really good for experience. I will say that I think that starting off on a market that's slower is better, instead of being like slammed in really fast on your first market or two, because I've never had a very slammed market, but I would imagine that would be a little more stressful, especially if you're a beginner with 0 experience in markets. So Valentine's bees, back on track. Valentine's bees, yeah. And then they have pink sparkly eyes. I don't know if you could see it very well. You'll have to let me know if it's picking up. I like their eyes. It's kind of weird because like you can't use pink eyes on that much, and then Valentine's Day comes around and you're like, oh my god, I can finally use those things. This is just like continually sliding down. Anyway, that's all that I've crocheted this week. I feel like it wasn't that much, but also it was a good amount. I didn't do much else. I feel like I just crocheted. So yeah, that's what I have for this whole week. It's probably not going to be this busy for weeks in the future if I do this again, because I don't know. I have kids and a house and animals and a partner, so I have other things that my time is really important for. But this is something I'm trying to start doing for myself, and it is something that I would love to eventually turn into a business. But right now, just starting off, this is where we're at. It's kind of just something I do because it's good for my brain, and I can sit there easily in the living room and do it while kids are playing. You do have to put it down like 100 times and get up to help people with things or do things, but that's just part of it right now. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, let me know down below which one of these loaf cats is your favorite color. And also, if you're a crocheter, let me know what you are working on right now, because I would love some inspiration on what I should work on next. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.